A very good afternoon to our honorable speakers, Mr. Muhammad Shekhar Ismail and Dr. Sanmuga Kittappa, and to all our viewers. Welcome to the UTM Engineering Student Virtual Hangout Zone, hosted by the Faculty of Engineering, University Technology, Malaysia. Today, I am so delighted to see all the audience eager to engage with our interesting yet very popular topic, which is the overview of scheduled waste management in Malaysia. Thank you for joining our webinar despite this whole COVID-19 pandemic. I hope you are safe and sound with your loved ones at home. Beforehand, let me introduce myself. My name is Eunice Chia, and I am a third-year Chemical Bioprocess Engineering student from the School of Chemical and Energy Engineering. I will be your moderator for this program, so I hope that you can bear with me throughout this live session. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you our first speaker, Mr. Nur Muhammad Shekhar Ismail. Mr. Muhammad Shekhar Ismail is a Research and Development Executive at Cenviro Sdn Bhd. As for his education background, he studied Applied Science majoring in Physics at UITM and also Chemical Engineering Technology at Uni KL MICET. Without further ado, let us welcome Mr. Nur Muhammad Shekhar Ismail.
Assalamualaikum. While waiting for my colleague to come and present the main topics today, let me do the introduction of my company. But first of all, my name is Shekhar Ismail. I'm from Cenviro Sdn Bhd. Our company is owned by Khazanah National, and through our Cenviro group, we had done various activities in waste management. So, as for start, the main topic for today is about overview of scheduled waste management. And the purpose of this webinar, first of all, we would like to introduce our subsidiaries in Cenviro Group and also our roles in waste management. And next, we would like to raise the awareness on waste management, not only on scheduled waste, but also on municipal solid waste. Third, we would like to give the understanding of scheduled waste regulation, the management, treatment, and disposal of the waste. Last but not least is our innovative practices in management of scheduled waste. So this one is our background of the company. Okay, let's start with Cenviro first. Cenviro Sdn Bhd is a wholly owned company by Khazanah National Bhd. And through Cenviro Group, we had done various activities relating to hazardous waste and also municipal waste. As you can see from your extreme right, we have Quality Alam Cenviro Johor and Quality Alam Lahad on your 12 o'clock. These companies actually focusing on treatment and disposal of scheduled waste in Malaysia. And then not only on scheduled waste, we also have joint venture company, which is E-Idaman Sdn Bhd, that focus on public cleansing, transportation and disposal of municipal solid waste at a northern region of Malaysia. And also on 6 o'clock, as you can see, we also have a recycling and recovery arm in Cenviro Group. We have Cenviro Recycling and Recovery that do recycle of waste oil and also recovery of precious metal in e-waste. And the last part is our support companies, which is Cenviro Services, Cenviro Special Builders, and Epic. So let's go to the overall of our waste management in Malaysia. So we have two roads. One is reduce, recycle, and recovery path, and another one is cradle to grave path. So when waste generator, they generated their hazardous waste. In Malaysia, we call as scheduled waste. First thing, they will do the on-site treatment to reduce their waste before they send the byproduct to our facility, the Quality Alam Sdn Bhd. But not only the waste generator, we also have various other service provider that provide the recycling and recovery in Malaysia. Next, when waste generator generated the byproduct from their processes, uh, they they must send their waste to the service provider that can treat and dispose the scheduled waste in Malaysia. As you can see, the first thing is we need to transport the waste, and we need to properly transport the scheduled waste to designated facility to run to do the treatment and also disposal. Okay, uh, Cenviro is one-stop solution provider. We do integrated waste management in Malaysia, not only on treatment and disposal, but also we do recycling and recovery for the scheduled waste. Okay, as you can see here, this is our 140 acres of facility in Seremban. The right-hand side is our 40 acres of land for disposal of scheduled waste in our landfill. And on your right hand side is our 100 acres of facility that treat the hazardous waste that comes from waste generator. Okay, this one is our treatment processes in quality alam. So the first process is our incineration process. We incinerate the scheduled waste that sent to our landfill, so that we reduce the amount of tonnage. Let's say we treat around 100 ton per day of scheduled waste, and the byproduct that produced from this incineration plant is only less than 3%. After the incineration process, we will solidify the incinerated waste, and then we send to our secure landfill. Next, we have physical chemical treatment plant. This one is a neutralization process in quality alam. So when we receive the acid and alkali waste, so what we do is we blend the both wastes, and we react the waste to neutralize the hazardous waste lah. So after the neutralization process, there are two byproducts generated in this process. First one is the sludge, the salt. The sludge we will solidify first the sludge, and then we send to our secure landfill for final disposal. And then the other part of byproduct, which is water, we will treat the generated water, and we will use as our process water in our plant. Next is our solidification plant. This plant is only to solidify the waste that what we meant by solidify, we want to contain the inorganic waste, inorganic let's say metal from physical and chemical treatment, so that it cannot leach to our environment. And last and not last, the next is our secure landfill. Is the only landfill in Malaysia and only secured vertical secured landfill in the world. This landfill is used for disposal of the waste for end of their life. And we also have CWTC. CWTC is clinical waste treatment center. This facility is to treat the clinical waste, the hospital waste from hospital industry. So what we do in this facility, we sterilize the waste to remove the contaminant, the pathogen and bacteria lah, and viruses also. And then after that, we shred all this kind of clinical waste, and we send to our financial disposal, which is secured landfill. Okay, this one is our subsidiary, one of Cenviro subsidiary, which is Cenviro Recycling and Recovery. So the activity of this company, the facilities can reduce. We also reuse the waste in our on-site facility, and we recycle and recover the scheduled waste, the hazardous waste. What we meant by recycle, let's say for instance, we have lube oil or waste oil from the industry, what we can do, we treat we recycle the waste, the oil waste, and we turn into a new product. Sometimes the product can be used as a fuel in our incineration plant, so that we don't need to have to buy biodiesel to run this incineration lah. And also we do e-waste recovery. E-waste recovery is we partnering with our associate, which is Shanpunam. So CRR will do partial recover of this e-waste, and after that we send this waste, this partial recovered e-waste to our associate, which is Shanpunam, to extract the precious metal, as you can see in our slide. The example of precious metal in our e-waste, such as we have copper, aluminum, and gold. Okay, next one is our Cenviro Services. Okay, Cenviro Services is our marketing and logistic arm for Cenviro Group. We in Cenviro Services, we do transportation of the waste from the waste generator itself to our facility. So this kind of transportation is based on the waste generated by the industry. So let's say when when waste generator produce the waste oil, so we cannot use our tonner, our lorry, or 20 tonner or tipper truck to transport the waste to our quality alarm facility. So we need to use ISO tank, or we call it IMO tank, to pump in the waste oil or wastewater from the industry and bring to our facility to treat. And this is our truck. So we have licensed vehicle and contractor. The license comes from Department of Environment. So this one is licensed and also competence. Our driver is competent and have a valid license, driving license. And we also do real-time monitoring in our transportation, because let's say, for example, we do have spillage in maybe in plus highway, so we can monitor the spillage, where is it, and we can send our hazmat team to clean the spillage in that particular area. And then for so on, we have trained and defensive driving for ERP, medical feed. So our driver, we send our driver to have their medical checkup every once or twice a year. And we also maintain our vehicle lah in proper manner. Okay, okay. I will. This one is Environmental Preservation and Innovation Center, or in short, we call it as EPIC. EPIC is Malaysia's first center of excellence in waste management. We got this COE, Center of Excellence, from Chartered Institution of Waste Management UK. They are saying that we are the COE. And then our aim, our purpose is to develop a national institutional knowledge to provide innovative and reliable solutions for the complex spectrum of waste management, not only on hazardous waste, on scheduled waste, but also for construction waste, municipal solid waste, biomass, and so on. And this is EPIC. EPIC, our activity, we do consultation for industries, and we also do professional development for worker, for professional, and for professional certificate for executive level, and also for general worker lah. And also we done our research and development on site of waste generator and also in our facility. And also we done our research with academia, with universities, local and international universities lah. And also we do carbon emission calculation in our facilities, and also for our customers. Cenviros have about more than 5,000 customers in Malaysia, in Peninsula, Sabah, and part of Sarawak. Okay, this is our professional certificate. We have a professional development program for non-certified program, certified program, and CPD award lah. And also our partner for this certification is from UMCCSET, University of Malaya Center of Continuing Education. from government, which is Jabatan Pembangunan Kemahiran, and also Institute Leadership of Management UK. And CPD award, we are not providing the CPD, but the IMAS and CIDB will provide the point lah to our participant. And we covers on waste management, as you can see, the scheduled waste, the hazardous waste, risk assessment, and also for solid waste lah. Solid waste is municipal solid waste. And also we do the sustainability report for industry. For instance, is carbon footprint. We monitor, we calculate, and we offer the way on how to reduce your carbon emission for your facility. And last but not least is our health, safety, and environment program in EPIC. So this is our certification. EPIC is new. We can say that we are a startup company, parked under Cenviro, and this we started on 2017. We gained our platinum certification in Malaysia, and also overseas for category 1 energy efficiency green building award in 2019, and also green building for Asian Energy Awards in Thailand, this award. Okay, I think that's all from me. Can I get back to you, moderator, please?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Mohammad Shekhar Ismail, for the beneficial talk just now. So, ladies and gentlemen, right now let me introduce to you our second speaker for today, Dr. Sanmuga Kittappa. Dr. Sanmuga Kittappa is the principal trainer of EPIC. He is a HRDF approved trainer and has conducted many trainings, lectures, and workshops in Malaysia and also overseas. So since the late 1990s, he has been exposed to various sectors to train professionals and employees on scheduled waste, clinical waste, hygiene, PPE, and contract management. His education background, as now he is completing his doctorate in environmental engineering, majoring in wastewater treatment. He has obtained his master's and bachelor from the same university. He has considered his examination of Certified Environmental Professional in Scheduled Waste Management, or also known as the CEPS WAM. So in recent years, Dr. Shan has conducted many in-house and external training related to scheduled waste management for corporates such as Cenviro, Quality Alam, Alam Flora, Petronas, DG, Pantai Group of Hospitals, Kuantan Medical Center, Kota Baru Medical Center, and for many small and large corporations. He has extensive consulting experience in various industries of national and international-based companies related to health, safety, and also environment. He has broad knowledge in wastewater treatment process, application, and also the technology. He has managed various projects such as gas piping and insulation, mine closure, wastewater treatment, raw and processed water issues, oil and grease contamination, and many more. Dr. Sanmuga Kittappa is a member of Jang Environmental Engineering and also Nanotechnology Research Team, which holds the patent for magnetic sequential separator, also known as MAX. He has publication in scientific Thomson Reuters ISI journals that has high international impacts. He has presented papers at several leading local and international conferences on water treatment and nanotechnology. Moreover, he has extensive experience working as a presenter and also a lecturer in the field of chemistry and engineering. He has taught and presented at local and overseas universities such as University of Malaya, SEGI, Murdoch, and Edith Cowan, Australia. He is a registered professional chemist with the IKM and a lead auditor for ISO 14001 with German CERT Consulting Company. Without further ado, let us welcome our honorable speaker, Dr. Sanmuga Kittappa. Thank you.
Thanks, Eunice. Thanks for a very good introduction, and good afternoon to everyone. First of all, can you all see my slide?
Not yet, Dr. Shen. We cannot see your slides now.
Not yet. Okay, give me a moment.
Okay, sure.
Okay, because
Yeah.
honestly, I am not so used to the Google thing format. I'm more to Microsoft
Oh,
Teams now. It's okay.
yeah.
Shekal, can you share the same slides just now? Shekal, is the same slide. Do you have the same slide? Moderator, Miss Eunice, do you have the slides that just
Uh,
now shared by
oh no,
Shekal?
sorry, Dr. Shen, I don't have the
It is
slides.
not there. Okay, let me
Yeah.
see. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we can see the slides now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can sing. How do I move it? Give me a moment. Okay.
Dr. Shen, can you control the slides?
Yeah, that's why I'm trying now.
Could you try to press the up and down button?
Okay.
Um,
Son. Oh. Oh, I think it's coming from Shekal. Shekal, are you still there? Hello, Shekal. Okay, I think only Shekal can control. Shekal, can you control the slide for me? Okay, give me a moment. Let me share.
Dr. Shen, can you share your
Yeah,
slides?
share.
Yeah.
Okay. I should just share screen, right? I should use it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, then I should choose.
Only the slides window.
Let's share audio. Okay, share screen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Dr. Shen, would you like Mr. Shekal to share his slides?
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to get him. Shekal, can you share the slide?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dr. Shen, you
Okay.
can see the slides.
Okay, I can see the slide. Okay, all right. You just go along with the slides from Shekal. Huh? Okay, okay. Good afternoon again, and sorry for the technical difficulties just now. Okay, and thanks for Shekal for giving the overview of the Cenviro. And how much time do we have, the moderator, for the presentation? About an hour?
Yeah, around 30 to 45 minutes or maybe an hour. Yeah.
Okay, all right, sure, thanks. Okay, I would like to welcome all of you for presentation of overview of schedule waste management. Today is the presentation, the introduction section already covered by Shekal just now. Just moving on, Shekal. Okay, so when we're talking about schedule waste, basically we are more like to introducing of different type of waste maybe some of the students might not be very familiar what we meant by scheduled waste. Actually, scheduled waste is what we mean is hazardous waste. So in Malaysia, scheduled waste is hazardous waste is classified as scheduled waste. And then under the hazardous waste, we also have radioactive waste, and we also have solid and also wastewater. So all these are definition of different type of hazardous waste in Malaysia. Okay, so if you're looking at all this category of waste, today's presentation we will be touching on scheduled waste. Yeah. Okay, moving on. So if you're looking at statistic in Malaysia, over 2 million tons of scheduled waste generated in 2018. Okay, in 2018 alone, we have 2 million tons of scheduled waste. But in the 2019, if you're looking at the amount of waste generated according to the latest report by Department of Environment, we has almost about doubled up the quantity, about 4 million. So if you're wondering why the quantity have doubled up, so basically a few reasons is because of more excessive industrial development in Malaysia. So as you all aware, in Malaysia now we are getting more and more manufacturing and more on industrial aspect of moving things manufactured locally in Malaysia rather than we want to import. So you must remember any production or any manufacturing may produce byproduct or waste. So the quantity of waste have increased to about 4 million. All right. And next. Okay. Then it has been increased about 16 to 20% compared to year 2017. And as I mentioned earlier, it's been increased to almost double up in 2019. And then next slide, Shekal. Okay. So if you're looking at scheduled waste, we have different type of treatment of scheduled waste. So if you see most of the scheduled waste, it will go into the incineration process. Okay, so incineration process is combustion, is burning of scheduled waste into the incinerator at a very high temperature. So beside the incineration process, we do have other process such as physical chemical treatment process. We do have solidification. And all this, after all this process is done, the final products will send into the landfill. In quality alarm, it's called a secure landfill. Just for your information, in Malaysia, only at quality alarm, we have a secured landfill where we can finally send all the hazardous material for final disposal. Okay, all right, next. Okay, so among all this scheduled waste that is generated, so you can see only a small percentage is sent into quality alarm for treatment, about 7%. But if you look, a big amount of it being treated on site by the industry. So later, moving on, once you all gone to the industry of manufacturing and so on, so you can see a big chunk of the scheduled waste being treated on site by the industry themselves. And some industries also can, what they can do is actually they can request for the special management from the DOE. So special management, it means some of their waste may have scheduled waste properties, okay, but under a special condition, so you can request for DOE to exclude them as not a scheduled waste. So if you want to ask for exclusion, then you need to apply, and this one need to be approved by DOE. But we have to make sure before you apply, you submit all the relevant document so that it can be used for the treatment of the for the treatment. Okay, next. Okay, legal requirement. So just ask the participants here, as per your understanding, okay, Environmental Quality Act is the only the major act that regulate the entire environmental scope in Malaysia. So when we say EQA 1974, it may sound very old, but this regulation have been updated few times in the parliament, and it has been improved over the years to suit the current industrial needs and so on. In fact, Environmental Quality Act EQA 1974, it will be revised in the coming year, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, let's looking at the provision of the EQA 1974. There are the few sections which are very important, which is section 16, 18, 19 and 34B. Among all, the section 34B is the most famous one. Can I ask any of the participants here, you all know what is the section 34B actually for? Anyone? Any idea? You can put your answer in the chat so if I can see. The students are very quiet today. It's okay, no problem. Okay. All right. Section 34B is about illegal dumping. Yeah. Section 34B is about 19. Oh, okay. All right. So if you have any questions about while I'm presenting, before I forget, just please put in the chat group so that I can take all the questions. Okay, Shikal, we move on. Okay, section 34B is about illegal dumping, but before that, section 16 and then section 19 is more talking about prescribed premises. Okay, section 16, 18 and 19 is more related to prescribed premises, need to get a license to operate. So if you're sending your waste to any of, what you say, if you're sending your waste to any of the industries to treat, so you have to ensure that particular industry are properly licensed by DOE. If there is no license, then the industries will get penalty, and also the operator, the illegal operator also will get a penalty. Yeah. Next. Okay, 34B, illegal dumping. Okay, I think many of you have heard about the cases of illegal dumping. I think very famous one is in the Johor last year. Okay, the Sungai Kim, one of the very famous illegal dumping cases. So the the person who did this particular illegal dumping will be prosecuted in the court under the section 34B. So if you look here carefully, under the section 34B, the person only can be maximum penal fine up to 500,000 only. But if you know the process, the hassle, and then the trouble the people have to go through, and we have to spend millions to do the cleanup and then the restoration of the entire area in Sungai Kim. So it doesn't really justify the amount of the fine, the 500,000 ringgit that is going to be fined. So that's why the Ministry of Environment, the Ministry of Water and Environment, or nowadays is called CASA. Now the ministry is called CASA. They are actually proposing to the government to revise the penalty up to 10 million and in life imprisonment, imprisonment in life. That is the current proposal for under the section 34B. So you have to be careful when you're handling of scheduled waste. So the scheduled waste cannot simply be thrown anywhere. You cannot simply throw anywhere or dispose it anywhere. That is very important. Next slide, Shekhar. Okay, let's say about scheduled waste. What is the scheduled waste or hazardous waste in Malaysia? If someone about to ask you, a very simple answer that you can give them is any waste that is listed in the first schedule of Scheduled Waste Regulation 2005. So we look at the Scheduled Waste Regulation 2005. In the first schedule, it's already clearly mentioned how many different type of waste are there and what is the codes that is specific about each particular scheduled waste there. Okay, Shekhar. All right. So altogether, we have 77 different type of codes or different type of waste. For example, hospital waste or clinical waste, medical waste, pharmaceutical waste, okay, industrial waste, used oil, used mineral oil, used paint, varnish, all these are considered as a scheduled waste. Even the battery. I know at home, the batteries and used, fluorescent tubes, all these things we discard it in the normal municipal waste. But in industry, you cannot do all that, because it's in the industry, all that is considered as a scheduled waste, need to be properly documented, and also need to be properly categorized and sent for disposal. Okay, and we have 5 different category of scheduled waste. Okay, I will show some of these example of the scheduled waste categories. Okay, all right, move on. Okay, responsibility of the waste generator is the industry. Okay, the industries are the one who will be generating the waste. So it is their baby. So they have to ensure all these waste are properly managed, packed, labeled, and stored properly. Okay, if there is any issues in the waste, so the government will hold the waste generator is fully responsible in managing this waste. Okay, and then everything this need to be documented. Okay, all right. All right, there's one question here from Just Money. Currently, we can see many photovoltaic solar projects have been implemented. Battery in the system, does the photovoltaic module as a belt is under schedule waste? Okay, all right. Good question, Jasrol. I can see your question where you're going to. Okay, you're going to about this battery. Just for your information, if the battery component contain any of the metal element, for example, cadmium, nickel, lead, which I believe most of these batteries will contain, okay, you have to check off the component of this battery or this equipment. So if it does, so most likely it will be considered as a scheduled waste. Most likely it's in scheduled waste. And just for your information, even many of these, at the moment, Quality Alam, we also receiving some of these solar panels, some of these batteries used by the solar panel electric generator, which are considered as a scheduled waste. Okay, I hope I answered your question. Shekhar, can we move to the next one? Thank you. Okay, the impact to the environment is tremendous. Like what we say, the photovoltaic cell is good. It may producing electricity without producing any other byproduct, not like nuclear, not like using oil and gas. But what is the photovoltaic cell is made of? The metal that it made of cannot be discarded easily into the environment. Then we have a long-term impact to the environment. So as a user, as a human beings, or the impact to the environment can be severe, can be deadly, can be toxic. For example, mercury. As you all know, mercury is very highly toxic and also persistent very long time in the environment. So we have to make sure all these products, whichever we are using, contain these elements, need to be contained, and sent to proper disposal. That is the responsibility of Cenviro, Quality Alam, and with EPIC. We are one of the government-linked company, like what Shekhar have informed you all earlier on, which are given the responsibility by the government to manage the scheduled waste properly. Okay, next. Okay, these are some of the olden examples. Okay, this is you can Google it to find more information. Love Canal is in US in the 1950s, where they have irresponsibly discarded the chemicals from the industry, which these chemicals have produced a lot of side effects to the population, especially to the pregnant women, to small children and elderly people living in this area. They get all these diseases, cancers, and all these kind of things. This is in the very early days, Love Canal, and also Minamata disease. Next slide. Okay, this is in Ivory Coast in year 2016. So this is the toxic waste. Toxic waste, you can see how is the exposure cause the small children to having a lot of issues there. Okay, next. Yeah, this is a very close to UTM there in Pasir Gudang. This is Sungai Kim Kim incident in year 2019. This is caused by the illegally dumping of waste oil. Waste oil from the rubber recovery process. Recovery process. Okay, so this is the incident quite close to us. All right. So scheduled waste management process is the process how it is managed by the industry, especially by Quality Alam. and through our subsidiary company, to our subsidiary companies. We will share with you some information. So all these scheduled waste may contain any of these or all these scheduled waste properties. For example, infectious, toxic, corrosive. So any of the waste contain any one of these characteristics is considered as a scheduled waste. So we cannot run away lah, if we have any of these things, and then you cannot discard it. But in Malaysia, we get a leeway for domestic waste. Even though some of your domestic waste are infectious, some of domestic waste are corrosive, but we still throw it away as general waste, which is the wrong practice. But the problem is in Malaysia, we don't have the mechanism to collect and to process this domestic waste at the moment. I'm not sure. Maybe in the future, the things will improve and will get better in different way. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so as a waste generator, okay, it is not as the responsibility of the contractor, but if you work in the industry, so the industry, for example, just now you give me a good example of solar panel manufacturer. So any byproduct generated by them, they have to identify and then have to be properly classified by them. Identified and properly classified by them is a responsibility and industry. Next slide. Okay, and then it have to be sent for the treatment and disposal. Yeah, you can move on to the next slide, Shekhar. Yeah, so after the waste have to be properly classified and then identified, okay, you have to be properly labeled and stored in the industry. And then government only allow the industry to store the waste for 180 days. Yeah, 180 days or 20 metric ton maximum. That is the legally required. So anything that you're reaching that amount, so what the industry have to do, they have to send all this waste immediately to the prescribed premises, to the quality alarm, as a place to treat and to dispose this waste safely. Yeah. Next. Okay, all right, these are the examples of scheduled waste. Yeah, this example of scheduled waste, just to give you, I think which one, the one is quite familiar, is more of a solvent, more of a spent solvent. And solvent, there's a two type. One is organic solvent, another one is inorganic solvent. Okay, all right. So the very common one is previous one first. Shekhar, can you show you the previous slide first? Thank you. Okay, if you can look here, like for example, SW206, they are the spent acid. Yeah, spent acid that is used in industry. And then SW109 is a fluorescent tube. Maybe at home, the fluorescent tube, you just throw it away. Yeah, but you must understand the fluorescent tube content of mercury. Content of mercury and also other chemicals. So you cannot discard it as a general waste in industry. And then you can see 411 is activated carbon. Okay, and then 408 is a contaminated soil. Okay, SW409 is the containers. Let's say any container, for example, I want to give an example for you for laboratory, for your labs. If you keep any solvents inside, so once your solvents is already finished or expired, so you cannot discard it. Okay, so it is considered as a scheduled waste. Okay. All right, so I got one question here. Let me pick up the question. I think this is from... Okay, I have a few questions regarding the handling of spent solvent. Let's say if monoethylamine and potassium cyanide solvents are used in biogas upgrading, is incineration plus secure landfill suitable for this solvent during the treatment disposal phase? Any suitable suggestion? Is there any updated wastewater treatment plant limit we can refer to? Okay. What you're asking here is few different questions. You're asking about the solvent and then the treatment process. Okay, usually the treatment process, correct, what you mentioned, it depends on the type of waste that we receive. For example, let's say the waste that we receive contain a high content of organic component. So as you all know, organic component is combustible. Okay, so if any organic solvent, usually if a high content of more than 10% of total organic content, so it will be sent into the incineration process. But if it's content of inorganic, like potassium lycyanide or any other inorganic solvent, then it is not suitable for incineration. That it will be more suitable for chemical or physical treatment. So it will be more suitable in that. And then second, is there any updated wastewater treatment plant limit that we can refer? I'm not sure what's your question you're asking here. Usually you cannot discard straight away solvents into any wastewater treatment plant, because it depends what type of wastewater treatment plant that you're talking about here. Some is using biological, some may be using chemical, and each wastewater treatment plant have their own limit of incoming pollutants inside. So before we send to any of the wastewater treatment plant, then we have to look into the limits. But another question you're asking here is there's any other improvement? Of course, when we're talking about solvent, when we're talking about treatment system, we are not only limited to the current technology, there are also other technologies that can be applied. For example, adsorption, oxidation, or membrane filtration. Membrane filtration, all these are possible treatment can be improved, can be practically to apply. So first you have to study your pollutant, okay, characteristic. Second, you have to study the treatment system. So we have to make sure they match each other, before we work more, before you move on further into that. Okay, all right, I'm back to the slide now. So cradle to grave concept is a treatment process currently applied at Quality Alam. Okay, where all the treatment, all the hazardous waste will send finally into the disposal. But we are encouraging strongly cradle to cradle process. Okay, in the next slide, we'll be showing the cradle to cradle process where you can do recovery and recycling of the waste before the waste is sent for treatment and disposal. Slide, next one, Shekau. Okay, all right. So we have a unit we call CRR, Cenviro Recover and Recycling, which will be the unit which will be responsible to handle to any recovery of material that can be recovered. So by doing this, what we are doing is we are actually reusing the material. So this one can reduce the impact of sending the waste to the environment in disposal. So when we are doing more of recovery, there will be a less waste sent to the incineration process and into the landfill finally. So this is more of a current practice in Quality Alam. Next one. Okay, so in Quality Alam, so our scheduled waste treatment process, okay, so we have different type of scheduled waste treatment process. I think you all are very familiar with incineration. Okay, so beside incineration is basically focused more for organic type of waste. For inorganic waste, basically we will use a physical and chemical treatment system. And clinical waste treatment process is for clinical waste. As you all know, Quality Alam also receive clinical waste from all the private hospital in Malaysia, like I think Shekal had mentioned earlier on. And we are also receiving the waste from all the COVID-19 cases, all the COVID-19 cases, infected waste. So all the COVID-19 cases, we don't send to clinical waste treatment, even though it's a clinical waste, because of the highly infectious properties, we send everything into the incineration for burning. Okay, we also do solidification, okay, to solidify, to make sure any waste or any residue before we send to landfill, it will be properly solidified, so it's immobilized when it's already been buried in our landfill, in our secured landfill. Okay, all right, move on. Okay, so the waste management process is cradle to cradle and cradle to grave process. It starts from the waste generator, it goes until to disposal. So Cenviro as an organization, so we have involved in the each process of it. Okay, once we collect the waste from the waste generator, the waste will be transported using our Cenviro services, our subsidiary company, and then it will be brought into our recycling unit. Okay, and then after we done our recycling, recovery and recycling, then it will turn into the treatment and disposal for the final process to send to the secured landfill. Next one, Shikal. Okay, this is some of the photos that from our incineration process. You can see incinerator, it can be load solid or the liquid waste. And then basically we'll be more focused on sending organic waste into the incinerator. Yeah. Okay, the next one. Okay, combustion is the burning, and then we convert into the ashes and gases. Okay, ashes and gases. Of course, there will be have a byproduct. Yeah? Okay, we will have fly ashes and also bottom ash. Okay, these are the two type of ashes, two type of byproduct formed, and then it may produce emission of gases. So what we ensure, we have to ensure all the gases be emitted, been properly what we say treated or properly captured and neutralize it before the emission allowed to be exposed to the atmosphere. We are constantly monitored by DOE, yeah, okay, on our what we say compliance to the regulation. So as you know, our close relationship with the DOE is very, very important. So we have to ensure we comply in terms of air emission and also in terms of water discharge to the environment. So at Quality Alam or Cenviro, we take seriously the compliance to the regulation. At any time, we do not want to make any release any substance which will be hazardous to the environment. Even many think Quality Alam is a very highly hazardous. It is highly dangerous industry. But when we process our and then whatever we release, we ensure it is safe to the environment. Okay, Shikal, the next one. All right, so incineration is beneficial because it reduces the size, reduce the quantity, and then it can eliminate the toxic substance. That very important is to eliminate toxic substance. For example, the COVID-19 viruses. Okay, even though we can use a microwave system, but the COVID-19 viruses are very new. Okay, it can change and then can at a higher temperature. So we have no choice. We use an incinerator to properly ensure it has to be properly killed. If the virus has been properly killed at more than 1000 degrees Celsius. All right, next one. Okay, this is earlier I explained to you about inorganic waste. Yeah, so inorganic waste we have few different processes. So if you received, for example, waste containing acids or alkaline, so what we do, we process a process called neutralization. Then what you will get is the solidification form in the form of salt. Okay, and then you get the water. So the water will be properly discharged into our waste treatment center, into our wastewater treatment center to treat the water. So after the water is treated then it will be either being hold or used back into our process, or any excess water we can discharge by our water comply to standard A and standard B of the environmental Department of Environment standards. Okay, and then the other processes in the PCT is on oxidation, reduction. Okay, this depends of you if you receive what type of the waste. So some waste we need to oxidize it in order to make it safe. Some waste we need to reduce it. So it depends on the chemical properties of the waste. Next one. All right. So the slurry, the ash, all that will be mixed into our solidification plant. All the solidification plant and sludge, slurry, and ash all will be mixed, and then with the cement and lime to form in the form of concrete. We call it as solidified in the form of rock or concrete. Yeah. All right, next one. Okay, all this will be mixed into our plant. So if you watch our video, actually our Cenviro's or quality alarm video is available online. So if you Google quality alarm or Cenviro, you can see some of our plant. It is not very detailed, but you can have some ideas there. It's of this. So this is the where we do the mixing, and then we send the solidified waste into the secure landfill. All right, I'll touch it a bit on clinical waste treatment. Since a lot of people are interested with COVID-19 cases. Okay, especially all the clinical waste treatment process are sent into the microwave. Okay, so before we send into the microwave, all the solid waste will be all the solid waste will be shredded. So it means will be broken down. So what type of waste that we get from hospitals? A lot, yeah. For example, we get needles, we get syringes, we get contaminated cottons, and everything. We do get body parts, yeah. Okay, all these body parts, bloods, and so on, we don't send into the microwave. So all this one will send into the incinerator. Same goes to the COVID-19 infected cases, but all the other waste we send into the microwave. So in the microwave, it will be sterilized around 110 degrees Celsius. So after the sterilization process, so we will send this to our secured landfill. At the moment, Quality Alarm received about 100 over hospitals waste in Malaysia. Next one. Okay, all right. Our secure landfill received the waste from the incinerator, waste from our solidification plant. So all this will be sent into the secure landfill actually, and then it will be properly covered by the membrane, at the bottom and also at the top. We have two different types of membranes to cover. Membrane is polyethylene, high density polyethylene membrane will be used to cover the secured landfill, so that it won't be any leakage, there won't be any seepage of water, rainwater through this, which can contaminate. Even though there will be water running through, but it won't be, it won't be contaminating the area around it. Next one, okay, this is looking at our, what are you looking, is our secure landfill. So you can see, if you are familiar with the municipal landfill, this one will look totally different. Where the water, groundwater and also the surface water have been properly contained. And then groundwater always will be regularly checked, in our laboratories to ensure there is no contamination from the waste that been buried in the secure landfill. Okay, and then what I mentioned to you all, we have two different type of membrane. So you can see, okay, high density polyethylene membrane, and we have low density polyethylene membrane to cover. And this is just for information, our secure landfill at the moment, we are upgrading into what we call as a vertical landfill. Shekhar, can you show the vertical landfill, the next one? Yeah. Okay, so you can see our vertical landfill look like a pyramid at the moment. So it means once we already covered the area at the bottom, so we will go a step higher and then a step higher so that we can have more areas to cover. And then by now, the amount of waste that we're receiving, so our secure landfill should last for another 20 to 30 years. So by that time, you should be able to find a different solution for our hazardous waste. Yeah. Next one. Okay, so this is the technology of the secure landfill. So you can see what we get is we get more areas without developing our further the land. So it means the land area is the same, but you get more surface area to dispose the waste for using the slope. So these are the technology which have been applied in the quality alarm. I think I'm not sure in the world there's any other place they're using this technology, but it is pretty much applied in quality alarm. All right, moving forward, this one we can go pretty much very quickly. So we are just looking at all our innovation moving forward, the technology coming soon, using non-human technology, smart and autonomous system. For example, to take our samples. At the moment, we are still using humans to take sampling, but we are worried in the future there might be some too hazardous to handle by the human. So to reduce the impact to the human, we are looking at using a robotic technology or using a smart way of determining the characteristic of the waste. Yeah, Shekhar can move. Okay, all right, all the system, smart factory concept, we are using internet, all the GPS system, all this will pretty much connected to our industry. Even all our, even all our vehicles which is transporting hazardous waste has been GPS already been monitored by the GPS and also by our CCTV. Our camera, our dashboard camera, all our dashboard camera, and also we have a CCTV inside the driver's compartment, so that we ensure all our we are transporting the waste safely to quality alarm from the location of the waste generator. Okay, Chika. Okay, we can move this one. All these are the latest information which we haven't applied fully, but it is going through, and our R&D team working together. I think Mr. Shekhar also working together with our R&D team to further enhance. Okay, and I forget to explain in further on at quality alarm. We are also as a system we call SWTE, scheduled waste to energy. So our incinerator, we have two types. One, the incinerator is just doing normal conventional incinerator. The other type of incinerator that we have, SWTE, is where the incinerator can produce energy. We produce energy, electricity, in fact, and then we are also supplying back the energy to the industries or to the consumers around this area. So what we are doing is we are recycling the energy back, so that the energy will not be wasted, whatever from the combustion process. Shekhar? Okay, all right, move on. I think towards the ending already. So this I already explained earlier on. Okay. Okay, this is mostly towards this is the last slide. Can you go before that slide, one slide before, Shekhar? This is the sampling process that I mentioned to you all. We are looking to the implementation. Okay, and the last one is the Q&A. Q&A session. All right, okay. I saw a question just now. Someone asked me about Zaini Maira. Recently, 3 people died after inhaling gas during cleaning a sewage plant at Pantai Dalam. Okay. All right. This is quite new. I didn't hear this news, but when you say recently, I'm not sure. Maybe 2 reasons. But if you're talking about sewage plant, okay, it's actually as a confined area. Okay, sewage plant is confined area. As you all know, there will be a lot of biological activity. The BOD inside the sewage will be very high. And as you know, biological activity will produce a lot of gases, especially methane gas, CO2, and then also methane gas, and also can be some ammonia gas also as well inside. Okay, so as I can understand from what might have been happened, first, the person might not have a proper PPE when doing this job in a confined space, first thing. Okay, because if you have a proper PPE, you might not be inhaling the toxic gases directly. Second, beside the PPE, there already been the factor that producing the gas definitely will be inside, because the biological reaction with the sewage will produce high amount of methane gases, and also might be some ammonia gases as well inside there. Zaini? I think I've explained that. I hope you're okay with that. And any other questions? Okay, Shalini asking about domestic waste are required to be separated according to few categories and they've occasionally checked, although no proper guide leading to people throwing them. Actually, my houses do this, no one will check the waste. Okay, I agree with you. In Japan and in Australia before, when I lived there, of course, we do waste segregation, waste segregation at source. Okay, and also the readiness of the mechanism. Okay, but if you look at some of our local council here, for example, in Ampang or in PJ, there is a dedicated place where you can send your used battery. There also a dedicated set where you can send your used oil, fluorescent tubes and so on. Some local council, yes, they do provide, they do have the facilities which you have to send. It's not they will come and collect at the moment. So that is the situation in Malaysia. But in rural area, there is no facilities at all. If you go outskirts of KL, in many different small villages, there is no facilities at all to separate the waste as hazardous and non-hazardous. Okay, and in fact, in some of the rural area, what they do, they have a general bin. Different houses will throw the rubbish into one big bin, and this big bin or general bin will be collected by the municipal council. But moving forward, I do believe the government have some initiative into it. I think the government have some initiative into it, and Cenviro as a big organization under the wing of GLC. Definitely, I think our corporates units are working with the government to find a solution for the domestic management to improvement. I do not know the detail of it, but I believe they have some ideas to do it. In fact, the Cenviro, we have a company which we are managing general waste as well, municipal waste as well. It is a problem which we understand and we know. It's been highlighted, but at the moment, due to some restriction, and then you must understand, in Malaysia, the general waste is managed by individual states. It is not by the federal government. The general waste are managed by individual, whereas hazardous waste are managed by the federal government. So hazardous waste is much more easier to implement it as federal level. Whereas for municipal waste, it has to go through each state. And you know, now with our political situation in the country, so it is pretty much difficult to standardize it at the moment. So any other questions? Farhan, yes, Farhan, I agree with you totally. Section 34B, he says loss due to illegal dumping. Okay, for example, for Sungai Kinkin, I think there is about like what you mentioned, is more than 6.4 million, Okay, all right, but there is no provision in the act to charge the person at the moment. Okay, there is no provision in the act to charge at the moment. That's why now at the moment, unless the person is charged under different section, for manslaughtering or causing death, for example, for driving, for accident, and you cause injury to someone to die, for example, there will be a maximum maybe 10 years only in prison. Okay, but you only can charge the person as per Act 34B, because when you go into legal procedure, as you all know, a person have a lot of option to prove that he is not guilty. So all these are set by the Act. So that's the reason at the moment, like I mentioned to you, the EQA 1974, the government is thinking of revising to increase it further. For example, like what you say, 4 times more than the amount needed to restore or to recover. Okay, is there any other questions from anybody? Or I'll hand over to the moderator. It's a good question. I welcome any more. Maybe last one question, if anyone. About 1:15 already. I think she gave me about half an hour, now 45 minutes. Oh, of course. Shuhada, your question is very good question. Is there any cases of illegal dumping happen in Malaysia? They cannot find responsible doer. It is not one. There is many cases, yeah. Okay, there's many cases which is pending in the Department of Environment, but we can't reveal because it is for sensitivity reason. There is many cases that can be detected. That's why the government getting more prudent now, and then at the moment DOE is using drones, yeah, so that to monitor the situation much better. So they're using drones at the location to find, I think Sungai Kim Kim or around Selangor, using drone to detect the doer. Olivia, you're asking the storage is, if let's say for the waste generator, you're only allowed to store for 180 days. 180 days. So, but before that, before the 180 days, you must send to quality alarm or to the prescribed premises to do the treatment. And as prescribed premises, once it reach in quality alarm, the quality alarm have our own planning to do the treatment and disposal. Sometimes it's happen within a day or two. It depends on our operation, and our planning unit will do that. No, the 4 million is not per day. The 4 million is per annum. The 4 million is per annum. It is not per annum. And at the moment, our incinerator can handle, no problem. Our incinerator can handle. In fact, we have another incinerator, so there is no issue at all in handling the incineration process. We can go up to 100 ton a day. There is no issue at all. But at the moment, we can handle it. We can handle it. No problem. All right. So, Eunice, I think you can take over from me now. And thanks, Shekal. Shekal, thanks for managing the slides for me.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shen.
Yes, Eunice. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Dr. Shen, and also just now, Mr. Muhammad Shekal, for both of your very knowledgeable and beneficial talk about all the ways and how we actually treat them. So it was a great pleasure for having both of you as our speakers for today. We wish you all the best in everything you do, and we also hope to meet you real soon in the future.
Okay.
I'd also like to thank all our viewers for their questions just now, all the questions for Dr. Shen just now, and thank you for staying with us until the end of the live session. So stay tuned for more updates on the next webinar from Facebook, Faculty of Engineering. Until then, have a great day, everyone. So thank you and see you. With that,
okay, bye.
Bye. Thank you.